and welcome
I
to
glitched.
another incredible episode of Injustice. We are joined tonight,
Injustice.
thank you, joined by the
Wow.
entire team tonight. We're gonna, for the very first time in this entire campaign, there
For
is
the
some
first
breathing
time.
room for side quests, and I've got some stuff, some options and things lined up for the party to make some choices and do some stuff that isn't directly related to being global terrorists. So we're
Whoa,
gonna
whoa,
I
whoa,
love
have
whoa,
global
whoa, whoa,
terrorism.
whoa, whoa.
what?
Isn't directly related to being perceived as global terrorists.
Oh.
I
No. I was
reject
gonna say.
all nomenclature involving the words terrorist.
I was just gonna say that we could engage in terrorist activity still. You don't know.
That's true. That's somewhat likely. So, with that being said, Jerry is going to launch into the recap for last session for us, and then we're going to jump right on the table. We join the party in Gaffer.
So the last session was session number whatever you want it to be. It was on the 19th day of Labyrinth 3023, which was Heaven's Day. The
Session
Dappler
3.
was beached and was beached due to a tidal wave made by some large sea creature. Using what we have learned due to Chavis's Google search, what are crosscut saws. We cut them down, but that was not before we had a very long conversation about different ways to get the boat back into the ocean, even though we had been told right before that long conversation the best way to do it. But we didn't want, and I say we because everyone was involved in this conversation, because I'm giving the recap. Everyone was involved in this conversation about different ways to get the boat back on, only to realize that we should have just started with the first idea, which was, we'll say it was mine since I'm doing a recap, which was to cut the logs down and simply just keep and use them to roll the boat back into the ocean.
Barry, it must have been frustrating to have a bunch of other thoughts thrown around to just settle on the
Absolutely.
original one you put forward.
I'm certain that in fact that was AJ's idea.
Yeah, it was. So we used some crosscut saws that were flash forged by Tofros to cut down the trees. We did succeed in that, and the Dapper was in fact placed back in water. Then we had a time skip on the days we were on the ocean when the rest of the journey to Gaffer, where we learned that Sin and Sybil are romantic. Sin and Sybil, the Undyne twins, are romantically involved.
That is a true statement.
And we chose not to explore that.
We chose not to ask any questions. We arrived on the 25th day of Labyrinth, which was also Heaven's Day, yeah. At the in the Pale Orca territory, which they require a writ of authorization to collect bounties in that place, so we were less likely to actually be, caught, unless of course we were like raping people, in which case then they would have an issue. Sin paid to dock the Dapper for 10 days. In the Pale Orca territory, we have to rosin our all blades and arrowheads, because you're not allowed to murder people in Gaffertown. Apparently there are several inns, but the inns that are near the captain's quarters are more expensive for a chance to see the captain of the Pale Orcas. We end up journeying into the Crow's Nest, which was a tavern that is up, I wouldn't say a hill, but we had to like climb up a ways to get to it. Topharos and Ollie decide to drink fermented octopus ink before we knew it was fermented octopus ink, which was bad. It'll make you pee black for 3 days apparently. We end up getting there 2 weeks before the auction. The auction is on Scorpion 5. And then we learned some information about the different territories. We have the Pale Orcas territory, which their flags are black and white. The captain's name is Jace, also known as the Golden Boy. You have the Red Jays, which their flag is red. The person in charge is called the Cardinal, or the Cardinal is the title, but I don't think we have a name of the dude. About as safe to be it. That territory is about as safe as the Pale Orcas. Everything's a game there. We have the Bone Shells, which they have a tan flag. There's organized crime activity there. They really care only about money, whether that's arms, trade, or trafficking. The Katori family is in charge, with Jepsen Katori being the head dude. The next one is the Maw, they have a dark blue flag. They're not very friendly. They want to see the world burn. They're psychotic. They're ghost hunters. The captain's name is Captain Ghost. Then you have the Carnival Cruise Line territory, which they have red and white stripes. They believe in pure
okay.
chaos. The location of houses of pleasure exists there. They're the only territory with solid ground. The captain is Captain Baven. Carnival and Pale Orca control the trade because both of them are on solid ground. The rest, I guess, are on the conglomeration of ships.
Right.
We would be able to find fighting pits in the Pale Orca territory, which they have team fights there. The Red Jays their fighting pit is 1-on-1. There may be fighting pits in Carnival, but not recommended because of the chaos and everything. We end up finding an inn to stay in for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for the good of the order.
Sarajan smells good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt it, but I don't remember why.
Oh, no, it's just for the good of the
Just-
order. That's
yeah.
all.
Oh, it's one of the ancillary effects of smolder.
Right. Forgot to add that in.
I see.
It's like the smoke that's coming off of the, that's the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually
it's
the
incense.
fumes.
Yeah,
That's the
it's incense.
fumes of his.
Well, I'll bring it. I'll bring it to the chat. Don't worry.
Please
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
Please do.
Judge, can I get a ruling, please?
Yeah, here you go. Actually, I'm just gonna put this on my hotkey, so I don't have to look for it anymore. There we go.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
Now it's on 8. So if I press 8,
8.
yeah, there you go.
We'd love that.
Let's go ahead and just put that on 1.
Yeah, I mean, you need it on 1.
All right, we're good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I'm assuming will we be starting on the very next day?
Yes. Yep. We'll be starting
Okay.
on the very next day.
So which is the
26th,
26th day of Labyrinth? Yeah.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
26th day of Labyrinth.
I want to make an
Yeah.
otter.
It's gonna be good.
What
I have
is-
to briefly cut all of you off. Just don't panic. Foundry,
Stars
Ah!
Foundry is ending.
Sid, Foundry died. What do I
Yes.
do?
Do your best
I don't know what that means.
to remain calm.
Oh. I'm not very good at that.
I had forgotten that a fighting pit might be the thing that we do, and I need now to go get a map really quickly. Like, don't judge me for being a poorly prepared DM. I had a lot of other stuff lined up, okay?
How dare
Why
you?
would I ever judge you for? Can you bleep this guy?
Okay, so now we should make sure we definitely don't do the fighting pit.
I mean,
this
that would be
session.
fine too. Yeah,
Wait,
so
but no. My fists are
Worse.
it
weapons.
is, you kind of got the impression that the Pale Orcas have a big sense of community, and like they see everyone in their community as begrudging family members. They want to bring everybody up. They work together. That's not necessarily like there's no alignment in this game, and I wouldn't even say that they are lawful good. Like even that would be a stretch for the whole community, but they are community driven. They're direct opposites that are also kind of good guys, quote unquote, are the Red Jays, and they have a very individual competition point of view. Like everybody has a chance to succeed. You just have to work really hard, but it's each person for themselves basically. So that is represented in the way that they would run their fighting pits. I don't want to log in as the administrator. I want to log in as the chat. All right. So with that, yes, it is the following day, the 26th day of Labrin. Are we still in Labrin? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And as you all awaken, it is time to um to tell me what you're doing next. Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
that was a great recap. Go ahead and give yourself an Evergreen Hero point and 10 experience points.
An evergreen hero point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That means it never blues.
You're right.
Yes. Perpetually green.
Okay.
You all awaken at the a local inn in the Pale Orca territory. All of Gaffertown, as I may have mentioned many times, is basically constructed of old ship parts, like walls, hulls, masts, rope ladders connecting these tall, towering, teetering constructions, and all of it afloat atop. You're not sure, either pylons beneath the waves, or giant like pontoons that keep the city afloat, or maybe just the piled up wreckage of old pirate ships that go all the way down to the somewhat shallow seafloor here. And that the actual answer might vary vastly across all of Gaffertown. Where you stand now, you can feel that the entire probably 6-story conglomerate that you're staying in is definitely afloat. You can feel it kind of gently shift as the tide comes in and out. Seems sturdy enough. They've got it tied to other local structures, but it does kind of give you a strange impression staying in a building that is decked on the inside like an inn. It looks just like a permanent structure, but is very evidently not grounded. As you awaken and reconvene, it will be time for you to decide what to do next.
May I ask a question about the geography of
You
Gaffertown?
may, absolutely. I hope I have an answer.
And maybe I don't have to see the map. The map's not from me, but is it protected against, geographically protected against like severe storms?
Great question. Not in particular. It's surrounded on most sides by salt marsh, where there
Okay.
actually is land. And like when we say that Carnival and Pale Orcas have a stronger trade position because they are the only two clans, the only two crews that have access to land, we do mean like sandy dunes and salt marsh. It's not solid land for miles inland, and there are decks, like wooden deck paths that lead out into the swamps to allow for better transport. And there are, cement posts dug straight into the salt marsh that allow for a sturdy securement to the landmass. But there's not cliffs, there's not evident bedrock or quarries or anything close by. These structures probably withstand the storms the same way that a structure at sea would, in that they just kind of roll with it, and that most of them are able to kind of move with the ocean and therefore not be battered by it.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Any other questions? Veteran casts Mage Armor, Mystic Armor?
Yeah, I do want to bring attention to that. Why on earth would you cast Mystic Armor at the beginning of the day when you want to save that spell slot for, like a more important spell? I'm joking,
Of course.
Cameron,
As one does.
because I play a character that doesn't like to cast Mystic Armor apparently.
Ah, I was told one time that I should.
And
It's a
you
smart
should.
decision. It's a
You
smart
should.
decision.
That is the correct answer.
But only if you want your character to like live or something, you know. If you want.
Well, that's
It is
The
true
old
that Jerry's character notoriously wouldn't cast that spell. But that was in 5th edition, where he kept thinking to himself, oh, I'll need this spell slot for something else.
I mean, it was also in Pathfinder playing a witch when I
That's true.
was still using 5e logic.
Yeah, that's true.
Leo has arrived.
Hi, Cleo. All right. Let's see. So, what's up today, guys? 26th day of Labyrinth. You awaken. The sea air is brisk and bracing as you step out into the autumn breeze and look out over the bustling township. Already a lot going on in the city by the time you guys awaken. From here, you can look down at the local harbor, the Pale Orca harbor, and you can see that there's already a small crowd of dock workers lined up, hoping to get hired today. So the way that the dock work works is you show up and hope to get picked by the crews that need to load or unload goods during the day. You work that whole day, you get paid at the end of the day, and then the next day you have to come out and try and get hired again. There's no long-term pay for dock workers. It's kind of a grueling existence. But you can see already there's a pile of dock workers down at the harbor, trying to look young and strong and strapping to get hired for the day's work. You can hear the sounds of people calling out, selling local news, small baked goods, and you can smell coffee from down further in the inn.
Usually Tofros would be up early going through his forms, but he is a little bit slow to get out of bed. Are we sharing rooms at all?
I don't know. I don't remember how that ended. You were supposed to give the recap, so.
Sure, but I don't actually think. I think when we said we went to an inn for the night, we didn't discuss whether we were sharing rooms. But assuming that we were going the most cost-effective route, Tofros tries to get up and then realizes what fermented octopus ink does in terms of a hangover, and decides that we can have a rest day in terms of
in terms
doing
of
our
working out.
forms. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
or we could see what the fighting pits look like when you're hungover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Saracen will get up and do his morning armor routine, polishing, cleaning. Will run the old Kopesh for sharpening reasons. We'll get ready and go downstairs to try to find some food.
Excellent. Yeah. As you head downstairs, not too much in the way of complimentary breakfast. There are what appear to be chips laid out. Upon closer inspection, they are sliced and dehydrated tuna slices.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like tuna steak and then sliced and then dehydrated and salted. It's full of protein, but
Excuse me. Do you
there's
all
no
have...
one.
Oh.
Oh, just laid out.
Saracen still does
just
that.
laid out.
Excuse me.
There's also
Hello?
a carafe of coffee, and it's lukewarm. It's still pretty warm.
Saracen will call out for someone, look around, pull out his own cup from his bag, and pour himself some coffee.
Okay.
And we'll try at least one of the tuna chips.
They aren't the worst thing you've ever eaten.
High praise.
Yes, well.
Yeah,
I
he'll
assume
just
the
sit
rest
down and
of
wait.
your party will ultimately join you.
Yes.
Yes.
I would be down there too. I'm gonna rummage around and try to find a cup that appears mostly clean, and pour myself some coffee.
Okay, perfect.
Vestrin, I just have a question for you.
Yes.
As he sees you pouring a cup of coffee into an like a
Mostly
modestly
clean.
clean cup.
Yeah.
Don't you know some? Can't you, and just clean it? Don't you?
Oh, fine.
I just
Veteran
you
cast
didn't really
prestidigitation
seem like something that you would do. I'm
to
just
tidy the cup.
Okay, perfect.
very trusting of you.
Well, we haven't been keeping the most tidy of quarters lately. I figured if I'm not sick yet.
Oh, that's a terrible way to go. Don't do that.
I will also try a fish wafer.
A fish wafer.
Same description. Not awful.
Is there any sort of like seasoning or
Oh, they're salted.
jam or anything that we can put on it to
Nope.
lessen
see.
the terribleness of this?
Nah, it's basically
Hold
just
on.
like a popcorn bowl full of chips.
Sarah Jim will pull out like it's like an empty rations container, and he pulls out the little packets of salt that would come with this rations container, because that's the fantasy world that I want to live in, where you still get the little packets of salt and pepper, like you get at those like sketchy diner places.
Okay. Sure. I'm here
try
for it.
these.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were kids and I would bring you all little snacks in the mornings?
Oh yes, that was so lovely.
I'd kill for a little piece of honey wafer right now. Be better than these shards.
That is wood.
I guess Topher's finally comes down.
Vesrin, in like her most booming voice, goes, "Good morning, Topheros. Welcome."
Veteran, you never talk that loud ever.
I don't know what you mean,
That-
Topheros.
Sarahjwin
is
casts
called-
light on his finger. Are you all right? Are you
This
okay?
is what we call spite, and it is not okay.
I just want to make sure you're okay after that.
I'm fine.
All that you did last.
I
Gets
am
it
perfectly
right up
fine.
to your eyes.
Nope, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's
I do
okay.
not understand. Why are we yelling?
I don't know why we're yelling.
But we are. Is it
Yes.
fun? It feels fun.
We should not be. Please
seem-
do not continue.
Pale.
Oleander is sitting at the top of the stairs as he hears this search ahead. Like, yeah, I'll just wait until this stops being a thing.
Quite all right.
I'm fine. You know what I had to drink last night?
I don't think you had to do anything.
No. Fair.
Oh, you are
English.
talking about the squid excrement?
English is fun.
We're not going to call it that either.
No, I like that. I like that. Squid excrement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's exactly what you
Is
drank.
there
I have to-
breakfast?
I have to
Is-
agree with Kajani though. It was excreted from a squid, as he passed you some tuna shards.
It could have
What
been
is-
milked from
what
the
are
squid.
these?
They
I
are
wonder.
free food.
That Oleander will
Topro picks up one
finish down
and
the stairs.
like smells it and immediately regrets.
Sarah
Smelling
pushes
salted
over
tuna.
the packet, the half-used packet of salt and pepper.
No, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't. Okay. So he attempts to eat it, or eat it.
Full of protein.
This is disgusting. Is this
Right.
this is the only thing they have?
This is by no means the worst thing we've ever eaten.
Saracen looks around at the
mean,
nothing of people
Absolutely.
around us.
Absolutely, it's not the worst. I just okay. What is the plan for today?
We go out into the bright, hot sun, into the loud environments. And
And we find the fighting pits.
Are we finding fighting pits?
I enjoyed the
Is
second
that our
part of that
first?
sentence.
Is that our first goal here? I just want to
Oh.
at least the
Seems fun to me.
I'm with
Sure.
it. That sounds great.
That's fine. I'm not gonna argue with you anymore. Then that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
All
Was
right.
there something else you had in mind?
We have
No, I
said
just
I'd
yeah,
like
we,
to
have,
look
we, have, we have enough
around.
time to do to do anything. It's fine.
I'd like to
I
look
like
around
fun.
at some of the shops and see what we might be able to find.
Oh, sure.
You know,
Yes, of course.
Never know what might be useful. I'd also like to meet 13 individual people with deep personalities and have conversations with them, build relationships.
Okay, we're
You
not gonna
know.
do that one. We also don't have very much money currently, as
Currency, you mean?
I have a bit of money.
we have a bit, but we also have to buy. We need to earn money to spend money, potentially
Above
anyway.
table, I didn't get
Hence-
the thing about the little items, so I
sure.
have.
Oh,
I have
fair
some
enough.
gold.
Fair enough.
That's
But even
Jonathan.
still, yeah.
Hence,
If you're gonna
fighting
bid
pits.
on the Veosi shard at the auction, you might
That's-
want some buying power.
I can get
Hence
buying power
the
by winning
fighting-
in the fighting pits.
Or we could just steal it.
Or
No,
we can just
that's-
fight
that's
for it.
The
I
worst
think, I think
idea
that's
that
an option 2. I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
at
an
least
option-
solid
no,
option.
that's-
two.
That's
an
an
option
option
17.
also.
Yeah,
It
that's
is an option also. I was mostly sort of kidding about that.
Uh-huh. So you did also, I will remind you as well because or tell you for the first time and gaslight you into thinking I told you before because I don't remember if I said this.
It's okay. Everything's recorded.
I don't think we recorded last week actually.
We didn't?
not
we
last
didn't-
week.
We didn't play last
Oh,
week.
I have
last week.
all
We
of my
did-
notes.
It did
so
get posted though.
Okay.
I did post
All right.
it from your house. That's why I had.
I didn't think we recorded the weekend before. I think I thought I had forgotten. But there is
we did.
also there's a guild hall for Pale Orca territory where you might find like
Like
posted
a
quest
yeah.
board.
It's a
jobs.
Slayer's take.
Yeah.
I think that was
you
mentioned
did say
last
that.
session.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we had much conversation, but that was part of your like lore dump thing. I think.
I also heard from somewhere that there is a guild hall we might be able to find some work in if we wanted to do this honestly, or at least have some money to bet on ourselves for the fighter's pit.
Well, I did wonder how compensation worked in the fighting pit. Is it sort of a... Do you bid on yourself? Is there a...
You
is
should
there
only way to
roll
find out
prize
is to
pit
go-
lore.
The
other
only way to
prize
find out is
points?
ask, and no one's here, so we should either go to find the fighting pits. We might also stop by the board if it's on the way.
Well, that was
I'd also
was
like to
thinking
find
about-
pancakes.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, quite.
So our goals right now are to go into the hot sun
Yes.
and
That's
search
not the
for a
goal.
guild hall quest board, the fighting pits, and pancakes.
Not necessarily
Goal is-
med order, but
And
yes.
the goal is to stay out of the sun as much as possible, Toveros.
I
I'm
think that we
simply-
could
this is what
probably
Seri said,
find all
okay.
those things at the same place.
To be fair, I have not been outside. I do not know if the sun is shining or if it's hot. But I sincerely hope it is, for my own amusement, and I do apologize if it is for you.
You wear more clothes than me, so it's more of an issue for you. I'm fine.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm great. Does his little shoulder rolls.
I think he's talking about the hangover, Ollie.
Yeah. I know, and I'm talking about he's wearing a heavy armor. He's nothing.
It's not necessarily heavy. I've been trying to bulk up a little bit so that one day I can wear heavy armor, but it is very heavy. It won't make me very useful if I wore it, so.
Still heavier than mine.
Well, you know, we all have our strengths.
Don't make me laugh. It makes my head hurt.
This wasn't supposed to be funny. It's just we all have strengths, you know. You're fast and light, and
It's just funny because you
I
know
just
No,
take
I am
hits.
the one with light.
Ollie
No,
is
no,
the
no, no, no.
We need to leave now.
okay. We are
Sarah
walking.
Yeah.
Sarah grabs a protein bite tuna thing on his way out.
Okay.
Tofros is actively trying to use the fact that everyone in the party, with the exception of Hijani, is taller than him. He's trying to use them as shade. He's
Is
just
that
walking
still
around
true?
as.
That's what we haven't talked about. Is that still true? Kajani was small, but Kajani was 10.
Oh,
Is,
you're.
is Kaj- I would.
I
Have we
don't know. I
established
don't know
that
if
he
his
is-
size is small
don't
or
know.
not.
It depends on
Actually,
how much
my-
sunlight and water he got.
Oh,
during his
My
time.
size is
That's fair.
small. Are you medium?
I'm
Are you a
small.
medium
Most-
creature? Yeah, we're both small, but I don't know.
Most creatures are.
It could be that he grew and is now taller than you. Is what I was.
Oh,
typically
sure,
suggesting.
sure. That's possible.
Wait, I have not been picturing myself that way. Hold on.
We haven't really talked about it because I just had that thought like, oh, I knew you were gonna be small anyway, but I was curious if there was a little bit of a growth spurt.
I know root leshy are typically a little bit taller than other leshy.
So you're
We can
4'4".
talk about that later. That's
Okay,
fine.
Okay.
All right. So as you leave, heading out into the docks, anyone who would like to try and find your way can make a diplomacy or society check to either overhear conversations, make deductions about the layout of the city, or ask for help.
Will this be a blind check or
No.
a?
I can make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
I will make a society check.
I will also make a society check.
All right. Probably not necessarily for
I
everyone to roll.
will then not do anything.
I'm pretty good
Yeah,
at
I'm sorry. I
society.
didn't mean to just invite you all to roll. You absolutely can, if you envision your party like stepping out and then immediately splitting up and doing 7 things.
I wouldn't put it past us.
It's just fair
I wouldn't.
enough.
I would not have separated from the group.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
staying with the party,
Perfect.
and I'm not making the checks.
That's great. Saradwin, you do succeed at this society check. And as such, you begin to follow the major paths leading towards the center of the Pale Orca territory. And up ahead, you can see a tall building that has actual stone foundations laid around the base of it that are sunk into what looks like the shore. It's a swampy salt marsh shore, but you've reached the actual mainland of Gaffertown. And this first largest building here right on the coast before it piddles out into flotilla territory appears to be the Guild Hall. You can see the Pale Orca emblem, like kind of wood burnt into a wooden sign swinging above the door. There's a lot of activity around here as well, but the guild doors appear to be closed.
Vesser
Sarah,
knocks.
I was about to knock.
You hear a noise from a voice from within. Hello, who is it?
This is Doubtfire?
It's clearly a male pretending to be female. Like, don't take this theater of mine too far. That's exactly what it sounded like. It sounded like Sid doing that voice. Hello.
Julia?
Yes. We were interested in work.
Oh, it's just sorry, very busy today. Come back later.
Vesserin waits 30 seconds and knocks again. Yes, it's later. We're still looking for work.
Damn it. The door opens a peek. You see a pair of bright blue eyes, under some locks of golden hair as this person kind of looks back and forth out into the alley, opens the door very quickly. Come in, quick.
Vesserin strides in.
All right, everyone
Sarah
else?
follows behind.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So sorry.
That's
Welcome to the
quite
Pale
alright.
Orca Guild Hall. You see him now, like, as he greets you, he does close the door and pull the bar down. He goes to the window to seek back out, just kind of keeping his eye on the street.
I'm sorry, I may be overstepping here, but is there a reason for the subterfuge?
Oh, yeah. I'm frustratingly popular. That sounded worse than it is.
It sounds pretty good.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Captain Radovid Jace. You can call me David.
Oh, oh, oh.
David. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Heisen.
Wait, Captain. Wait, say
Rad-
Radavar?
Radovid.
At a gas.
Radovid.
He's the brown wizard.
Captain Radovid Jace.
Jace.
He said we could call him a name that's not that, right?
David.
David. It's the last 5 letters of Radovid.
Yes.
Is this Jace from Magic the Gathering?
No, Radovid is actually. I know that name.
Is from The Witcher?
Could
That's
be.
Right.
Look, no one ever asked me to be unique or novel. He's very young for someone holding this position. The guild hall otherwise looks mostly abandoned. You're quite early for adventurers. Don't usually get people around this early. Mostly just dark hands and laborers up at this time of day.
Early bird gets the worm, I suppose.
Indeed.
When you drink Squid Ink at 6 p.m., you end up waking up a lot earlier than you usually do.
Yeah, I always try and stay away from this stuff myself.
My mouth is like still black, like vaguely.
Just stained teeth.
Yeah, very much so. Like when you have too much red wine, except it's black. Did you all see the picture? Or did
Yeah.
that actually I didn't come up
It
on
popped up.
chat. Okay, cool. Please, come in. You new to town? Are you members of the guild?
Not yet.
Well, as captain, it's my pleasure to welcome you, of course. Generally, we require somewhat of a trial run before we allow you to take jobs from the guild. I have a job in mind if you're looking for work.
Surgeon looks around at the empty place. Yeah, it looks like you guys are chock of the bit.
I said it's early.
No, just it's a large hall, very nice, very well kept.
What does this particular job, rather, what is the compensation for this particular job?
Oh, right to it. Well, membership in the guild. That means that each of you will earn 1 Ghost Touch dagger. It's good to have here in Gaffer Town. And 5 gold. Apiece. Doesn't seem like much.
For
But-
completing the job, do you mean?
Yes.
Or as part of our membership?
5 gold reward for completing the job.
I see. Okay.
Guild membership
I
is also a
like that.
reward.
And I assume guild
For completing
membership
the job.
includes more jobs.
The ability to take jobs from the board here, as well as free lodgings here in the guild hall while you're in Gaffer.
Does that
What
include
is a ghost
board?
dagger?
A gold touch dagger? A ghost touch dagger?
Yes.
Oh, gold touch dagger.
Sorry. It can... He pulls one out. Relatively simple design. It's polished steel. It has a rune down the blade. He kind of flips it over. This can cut ghosts and other ephemeral beings just as easily as it could cut my own flesh. You notice that it's not rosined, by the way.
I have questions.
That's useful outside of this town as well.
Oh, sure, but particularly in Gaffer. Never know. Spirits linger here.
And, apologies for the Inquisition, but,
At this point, there is several knocks at the front door. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, James! Ah! And there's like a gaggle of girls out front, and there's just like this. I'm saying, oh, come with me. Come with me into the main hall.
would you like me to answer the door?
Yes. Consider this your first test for. No, fuck. Just will you answer the door, please? And I'm gonna head into the back. We'll continue this conversation in my office.
Of course, I'll be there there presently.
Veston, you should say that Captain Jace is currently indisposed.
No,
That
please
is a
don't
lot
give
of
them the impression that
invitations.
I'm actually taking suitors. I will never get away from them.
But
I'll,
okay.
I'll
I mean,
handle
not
it.
that I would turn such a. Well, I didn't mean.
Vestron starts walking toward the door.
He starts running up the stairs. There's a set of stairs in the back, and he goes into an office. Closes the door behind him.
Vestron opens the door a crack and keeps her foot behind it so it can't be pushed open farther.
I'm sorry. Who are you? Is Jace in there?
No.
I saw him come here this morning. I was trying to keep up with him, but then I am. Well, anyways, I'm certain he came in here.
I'm sorry, what is your business with the guild?
I'd like to become a member.
And what particular skills do you have? And your name is...
I'm sure that Jace would appreciate my skills.
Wow. Wow.
You broke Cameron.
Vestron sniffs just like that and says, "My dear, I doubt very much that your skills are anything to write home about."
She walks away.
Vestron closes the door and bars it.
Okay.
And then she walks back upstairs.
All right. The rest of you reconvene in the office at the top of the stairs. Door's not locked. You can walk right in. Jace, David, is now standing over his desk, moving papers around. Oh. Got rid of our unexpected guests, did you?
For the time being.
I don't know what I've done to deserve this.
Well, it's probably looking rather dashing is most of what did it.
You're very kind. On to business.
Game recognized game. Anyway, what's this job you need us to do?
It's actually a bit of a favor, a personal favor. The
So
Do
he
you know
was
anything about-
looking for those skills.
I don't think he means personal in that nature.
Okay.
How long have you been in Gaffertown?
A night.
Oh, brand new. Do you know anything about the crews that run this city?
We've been given a brief overview.
There are 5. There have always been 5, but one of them is relatively new. The Maw crew slaughtered and took over the territory of the Unagi crew about 3 years ago. They're kind of our resident ghost hunters. They certainly serve a purpose. They also are incredibly disruptive to the society of Gaffertown, if you will, if you can even call it that. Anyways, long story shorter, it's still not going to be short. Keep up. There's an old keep north of here, about 8 miles through the swamps. I mean really old. Pale Orcas want to take over it. We'd like a land-bound citadel with actual stone walls we can use as storage for some of our more dangerous materials. I sent two of my crew to investigate. Now, these 2 crew members, they're very important to me. Really good folks. They're also orphans of, not literal orphans, but they used to belong to the Unagi crew. They were out on missions when the rest of their people were murdered, and, well, we took them in. That was 3 days ago. It's an 8-mile trek through the swamp. I learned from my lieutenant this morning that because the keep is apparently haunted, she decided to hire a Maw operative to go with them to take care of any ghosts there. Seems prudent, except also absolutely stupid. So I have some concerns. Following so far?
Are these operatives of the Pale Orca, are they also guild members?
Yeah.
So they have ghost touch daggers then?
They do, but Maw members are experts at handling ghosts. That's what allows them to get around the rules of murder here in Gaffertown.
Pardon my indiscretion, but
Not at all.
are they truly experts, or do they claim that they're experts?
Well,
There is a difference.
they murdered 90% of the Unagi crew,
Who are not ghosts.
and they aren't ghosts anymore.
Were not ghosts.
Yes, but this is Gaffertown. Anyone who dies here has a very strong chance of coming back to haunt. It's hard for ghosts to escape here because of, I don't know, local cuisine. Something in the water. Nobody really knows. The fact is, the Blue Maw territory is not haunted to the gills with Unagi members. So we can only assume that they fucking murked them too.
Fair enough.
A double
They have
tap,
knowledge
if you
that
will.
others don't.
Even with
That's
that,
a way of dispatching ghosts or keeping them away.
even with that, I certainly wouldn't have hired a Blue Maw operative to go with 2 orphaned Unagi members on a mission, despite their skill. That was a blunder that I have seen to. Anyways, I would just like somebody to go out and check on the area. If there are bodies, tell me about the bodies. If everyone's fine and they just got lost in the swamp, or they found an all-you-can-eat buffet, I don't know. I just like to know. It's been 3 days.
Seeing as how these operatives are previously of a group that was completely done away with, I doubt that they're very trusting. Do you have any sort of token that we might be able to show them that we mean them no harm?
Sure. He pulls off his lapel pin, which looks like it's made of like white gold. It looks like an orca. These two, they're good men. I care a lot about them. They have unique skills.
And what are their names?
Shit, I wrote this down.
Sorry, I just.
No, you're fine. That was a perfectly adequate question to have.
It's Tim, and Tim, all spelled differently.
It's two people that you're looking for.
Okay, so it's Tim and Tim,
Plus
spelled differently.
the Ed and Eddie
Hold on. Yovi?
with a J.
Sure.
Jovi.
Sounds great.
And
Thassa.
did you say Thassa as in
Thassa,
fox,
TH.
or Thassa as in
Thassa.
thalassemia?
Oh, I was thinking Thassin, the god of the sea, and from Magic the Gathering.
Sure.
Okay, Thassa. Got it. Jovi and Thassa. Okay. And you are just seeking information. Do you intend for us to bring Jovi and Thassa back here?
If they have met an untimely demise, word of their death would be sufficient. I don't expect you to haul their corpses back. In fact, please don't. Who knows if their spirits will be able to cross if... I don't even know if the keep is close enough to Gaffer. Anyways, if they're in danger, I would love for you to help them. though it's not technically part of the job. Just information. There's also the chance there's goods to be found in the keep. It is, in fact, what I sent them for. Who knows what could be found there? Anything you uncover, of course, is yours.
All right.
Very good. Well, it seems we have the terms laid out. Anything about the swamps that we ought to know about?
Swamps around here are incredibly close to the grasslands, but fortunately not as inundated with the very dangerous beasts that tend to live in those areas. Still, you might want to look out for river drakes, kobolds, gremlins, small fey creatures, will-o'-the-wisps.
Nothing of gargantuan size.
We've seen froghemoth before, but very rarely. Besides, not terribly aggressive, as long as you don't, step on them. Should be fine. And then slurks. They're quite common. They're like saber-toothed frogs that can spit venom.
Sounds lovely. Well, I suppose there's no time like the present. We must be off. Do you have any bug spray or?
I wish. Gosh, that would be worth its weight in saffron. No, sorry.
Wow. I just thought I'd ask. We've had run-ins with bugs before, and it wasn't very pleasant in the past. So just thought, we could avoid it. That's fine. Anybody else have any questions for David here?
This keep. Who did it used to belong to?
Great question. It's pre-imperial, from what we can tell. Several millennia old. It's been there a long, long time. Could date back to the time of the Veo.
And which direction is it? Just if you could point.
North?
Yeah, north up the coast. The first 4 miles or so should be decked with walkways. After that, you'll be making your way overland through swamp. Stick to sandy ground. If it looks solid but doesn't look like sand, it's probably not solid.
Good tip. Good tip.
Good to know.
Okay.
Obviously, I'd like this taken care of as soon as possible, but I understand you might need time to prepare. It's just lives on the line.
All right. It's not going to be heavy-handed.
Well, I look forward to your report. Anything else from me?
Other than lodging, sorry, I never had this question answered. Does that include board as well?
We have a kitchen here in the guild hall. You're welcome to purchase meals from the kitchen. Excellent chef on staff.
And supplies. Does the guild have supplies available for adventuring?
We can recommend some local merchants.
Fair enough.
Who would you recommend?
He makes 3 recommendations.
Trusted merchants. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Somebody who's not going to screw over a guild member in their own interest.
Indeed.
Very good.
Send quite a lot of business to these folks.
Well, I suppose we should be off then.
Best of luck. Look forward to hearing from you. If you would take the back door out quietly. Closed. Technically closed, I think. I'm allowed to say that. Yeah, I set the hours. goes back to going over his papers.
I'm sorry, could you point us to the back?
Yes, of course.
We only know one way. This is the first time we've been here.
He actually leaves the office and takes you back downstairs and points down a hall towards the back. Just head straight down the hall and take a right. You'll see a door at the end of the way. That'll take you out onto a little spillway and a passage. That'll bring you back up to the main road.
Wonderful. I start walking in that direction.
Yep. And then looking around the guild hall, I never kind of explained this either. It's kind of a typical, like fairy tale tavern style guild hall. Big room, up to the rafters, banners hanging with the emblem of the Pale Orca emblazoned on them. There is like a bar on one side. It's unstaffed right now. There's long tables laid out. And then on the other side, across from the bar, there's a huge corkboard plastered with little jobs and notices and things. Heading towards the back.
Kijani's gonna kind of hang back, and as like the rest of the group gets a little further away, he's gonna, David, hello, I have a question.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
It's okay. So there's a little. There, I am curious. Have you ever been to this keep?
No. It's visible from the shallows. We've sailed past it. That's why we know it's there. This is my first scouting party out there. We know about it. Rumors have always been that it's incredibly haunted. Not many of the other guilds have been eager to investigate, despite how long it's been there.
Would you have been close enough to see any symbology, any engravings or...
No, just the stone. Like I said, we've got a vested interest in actual solid stone buildings. We've got some kind of dangerous material we need to house.
Okay, thank you. My name is Kijani.
Kijani, it's a pleasure.
I know.
All right.
Walks away.
Okay. What's the plan, team?
But I have an uneasiness about this fort, as we're like walking now, like through the.
Oh,
Having a-
very
having a-
much the same.
Have an uneasiness about this swamp.
Well, the swamp I do not mind. I have actually ventured through it before.
Oh,
Preparations for traversing.
The
You're breaking up,
glassland.
John?
what did you say, Chavis?
I said it still might be worth making some preparations for traversing such difficult terrain.
Sure, it is dangerous, but not impassable. This is actually the way that I used to come to have missives with Oleander from the glasslands. Which is
Are
why
there
the-
materials that you think that we should, or supplies that you think we should gather before venturing forth?
Well, yes. We do not want to sleep on the ground. They have hanging things. You can sleep in the trees. It is safer this way.
Theoretically, it's an 8-mile journey.
Should be able to do it in a day, right?
Yeah, if it were all, road, you could do it in just a couple of hours. Obviously, you'll move more slowly over the swamp, but should still be able to get there in 6 hours or so.
Also, no, go ahead.
Are you referring to like a hammock?
Kira just looks at you.
Bit of cloth spread between two trees, lay in it.
Yes.
Oh, those are quite comfortable. I'd actually like to buy one just to have, honestly, if it's transportable.
If for some reason we were to need to stop, they are pretty much the only way to sleep with any sound comfort. in the swamp.
Seems like a good idea to me.
I am worried that this fort might be ancient Elven. They do not speak of the history much, but that is because it is dark. If this place is haunted, I am concerned.
Well, suppose that there's only one way to find out.
Right. So you're gonna check out some merchants before you leave, do some shopping.
I would like to buy a hammock.
Okay. Yeah.
A lightweight hammock.
You can purchase a oilcloth canvas hammock. It is not light bulk. It is one bulk. You'll have to make this item because I'm making it up as I go along. I don't think it's in there. For 3 silver, or you can purchase a moth silk hammock, which is of negligible bulk, for 2 gold.
What is the difference other than the weight?
Nothing other than the weight.
I feel like one would do better against water, no?
That's what I was wondering. The oiled cloth,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
better
technically
against
that's
water
true.
versus...
Yes, I will say. I'm sorry. The moth silk hammock does not have any kind of water resistance. You would theoretically be up off of the water, but you could use the oilskin hammock for other things, almost like tarpaulin, tarp if you needed it. So it could be multi-purpose. But it is going to be the full, the one bulk hammock. So you guys all have those options.
I think I'll how many silver? 2 silver, you said?
3 silver.
3? What did you say?
3 silver
3
for
silver.
the tarp hammock, 2 gold for the moth silk hammock.
I think I'm gonna take the tarp hammock.
Okay.
Just seems more versatile.
Yeah.
I cannot afford the other one.
It's called, I'm sorry.
You'll have to write it in.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
Oil.
Oilskin tarp. Oilskin canvas hammock. Whatever you want to call it.
Hammock. Okay. It is. Oh boy. What the fuck? Okay.
It is 1 bulk and worth
1 bulk. Okay.
Worth 3 silver.
Size. What size is it? Medium? Medium seems right.
It's not a creature. Are you building a creature?
I don't know. It asks for size. Let's see. Description. Canvas hammock.
Great.
Water resistant.
When you get that done, you can share it with everyone.
I don't know how to do that.
You drag it off of your character sheet. You go to the suitcase icon and drag it off of your character sheet into the suitcases.
Okay. The suitcase icon.
Yep. On the right, you got all your icons for all your different menus. One of them's a suitcase, and it stands for items.
Ah. Oh, that's oh, it does look like a suitcase. I thought it was like 3 books of differing size right next to each other.
Okay, I can see that. That's not what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a suitcase.
Okay, I put in the oilskin canvas hammock into that so people can take
Anyone
that.
else now can drag that out and drop it on their character sheet if you purchased that. I'm not at all gonna mandate or recommend that each of you buy a hammock, but you have that opportunity.
You don't need it.
Seems useful, I think. Okay, great. I would like to ask that merchant who sold me the hammock if they have any like bug spray or like bug repellent wax or anything like that.
Yeah, good question. Does that already exist in the game? Okay, yeah. So there is an alchemical, consumable, olfactory item called animal repellent. An animal repellent minor. This seems like more than what you're really asking for to do. Let's see. Animal repellent is a noxious chemical substance that makes you repulsive to certain kinds of animals. You can, for example, make ape repellent, bear repellent, or snake repellent, but not repellent that affects all animals. Repellent doesn't work on creatures that are similar to the kind of animal, but not actually animals. For example, bear repellent wouldn't work on werebears. Ineffective on animals with intelligence modifiers of -3 or higher, such as awakened animals. This seems like more than it really needs to be. It's also 3 gold.
Oh, that's all right. We'll risk it.
Yeah, I will just
3
say,
gold's pretty pricey.
yeah, yeah. I'll say, despite immersion, that you guys don't really have to worry about like standard mosquitoes and flies and things from a safety perspective. That might be a nuisance. Things like the blood, what are they called? The blood insects that you saw earlier in this journey.
Yeah.
That would be where you'd worry about like malaria and diseases. I'm not gonna impose that upon you with actual real world insects that you might have to be annoyed by.
Fair enough.
All right. The merchant is also selling wicker swamp shoes.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Wicker swamp shoes can be purchased for 5 silver, and they wrap around. They've got a wide base. They wrap around your boots, pull up, and they widen
snowshoes.
almost like snowshoes. Yeah. And they will allow you to traverse swampy terrain without it being great or difficult terrain. It will just be regular difficult terrain.
How much are they?
5 silver.
Yep.
I will buy some of those.
Should be some gold in the party funds as well, if you guys need it.
There is.
Definitely feels like each of you should probably have swamp shoes, except for, I will say, Kijani, you do not need swamp shoes. It's already going to be regular difficult terrain for you, and Tofros also. It's any creature smaller than medium. It's just going to be regular.
I have a question about Ceridwen's
you're-
ability to be
Yeah,
very,
you're
very
right.
light and not sink in.
Yeah, great point. I think that Ceridwen would also not need them. Could be
And then
why he
I'll
placed them.
also ask, I have hollow bones. Thoughts?
I knew that was coming. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like
So,
I have less of it, but
Yeah, I would say it would be regular difficult terrain for the 4 of you. 4 out of 6 of you. Only 2 of you need to actually. 3 of you. Wait.
Who?
Did I miss count?
No.
How many party members do we have? 6.
Yeah.
So
It's only me and Cameron.
and yeah,
Only.
Vesrin and Ollie. I was still thinking Ceridwen because of all of his heavy stuff, but he has Vertex ability. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Is there? Where can I find that? Is that an actual
No.
already item? No. Okay.
No. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's. It's okay. Let's see here. Let me edit. I'll create it so the others can.
It's
Kind of
just
fit
me.
here.
I got it.
You have it.
No, I mean,
You're,
I'm gonna
You're
do
making
mine.
one. Okay. And then share.
Yeah.
Thanks.
so I am trying to grab hammock, but no C.
Sid.
Yeah, I also couldn't see it. I just
Wait,
made
really?
it a bedroll. Yeah. I think you can
Well,
use
God,
the keys that
I
you
had it
made.
turned
Oh,
off. There it is.
Aha! You're the best. And that was 3 silver, right?
Yes.
And these are negligible since they are not even actually boots. Or are they light?
Um, I would say they are negligible while worn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also still have my Aquadnia socks.
That is perfect for this.
That's what I thought. I won't be getting any trench foot.
Sergeant would like to investigate the possibility of waterproofing his shoes.
Wait, are the swamp shoes not already waterproofed?
I did not know we had swamp shoes. That's my bad.
You walked away right before
Saradwin
that.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And
Saradwin
also
doesn't
wouldn't
need
need them
swamp
for
shoes.
that reason
Wait, Saradin? Saradin doesn't need swamp shoes?
because of the
He has the
vertex.
gravity vertex. He can make himself
Oh,
really
fucking
light, and he doesn't fall into the mud.
I have the mind vertex, mind over matter.
Yeah, how many times are we gonna
Wait,
hear
nobody
that
took
this
the
campaign?
matter vertex.
Honestly, you should be happy that's the first time you've heard that this campaign.
First time we heard it. It's not the first time you thought it.
It's true. That's true.
I put swamp slick boots in the items tab.
I don't see it.
I still have to do that same thing again, probably.
Sad.
Oh my God, I'm coming.
Gross. Keep that to yourself.
That's the noise I make.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Oh no.
It's very clear, at least.
Let's see. Configure ownership. Oh.
That made me uncomfy. Anyway, my dogs.
That made me discomfortable.
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 All right.
Hey, swamp slick boots.
All right. Anything else? Anybody? You could. I don't even know if I should mention this.
Why not?
How much are ghost
That's what I was
runes?
gonna mention.
How much are ghost? What?
Ghost.
Ghost
touch.
Ghost
touch
runes.
75 gold pieces for a ghost touch rune.
Yeah. So
You
no,
need
we
it.
couldn't.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
you could. It's 18 gold pieces for ghost oil.
Is that like snake oil? Is it
No.
like bullshit?
No, no.
No, this one was stat block.
Yeah, that sounds like-
Applying ghost oil to a
It
melee
is-
weapon you're wielding or carrying causes it to become semi-transparent and gain the effects of the ghost touch rune. Also makes the weapon unable to harm corporeal creatures. Oil has no
See?
effect when applied to another creature's weapon. The effect of the oil lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah, it's just not.
How does magic do against ghosts?
Generally good.
Great.
How do fists do against ghost?
Generally not awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, level 3.
I'm scared that might be.
I mean,
the
there
case.
comes a point when monks' fists become
Magical.
magical. I don't know when that is though.
I'll start reading. Mystic strikes.
Mystic Strike.
Yeah, I have that.
Oh, your fists are already magical?
Yeah. However, you still need an item such as a hand reps might of blows to gain item bonus. But they are magical for purposes of overcoming resistance, it seems. Yeah. Here, I'll put it there in the chat
So
if
it's
you want to
knee.
look at it.
So, magical weapons can hurt ghosts. Non-magical weapons
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
But ghost touch weapons, most ghosts have specific vulnerability to ghost touch weapons. So not only does it make it able to hurt them when normally you couldn't, it will deal extra damage.
It will kill.
Yes. So, but that's all well and good. Shouldn't have even brought it up. It's kind of you're
Outside of our...
priced out of that. It will not be impossible to do this quest without it.
Great.
Yeah, it'd be kind of. Here's the reward. You need this but you need it to get the quest done. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, on your way out of, I forgot to mention, on your way out past through the guild hall, you do past the galley kitchens, which looks like a kitchen like right out of a frigate, out of a large ship, just plopped in place and like screwed, nailed to the side of this building.
But turns out it like actually is.
Oh, definitely.
Probably is.
Yeah. 100% that's how it got here. But there is already, there's a portly halfling in the kitchen already bustling away when you pass through. If you peek your nose in, you can see he looks up and smiles at you and waves, but says that breakfast isn't ready yet.
I like this place.
Do you have pancakes?
Pancakes? You mean like crepe?
I'm sorry, what?
Crepe?
Yes.
Do you have fried dough?
Yes.
Circle shapes.
I'm a.
Yes.
Those are the.
We can do crepe.
All right, let's get going.
Crepe?
Okay.
Crepe?
Oh, crepes.
Yes, we can do
Oh.
crepe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I legit thought you said, you mean clit? I was like,
It's so
I don't
good.
think that's what he meant. I don't think that's what he meant.
I heard plep, like P-L-E-P, like the sound that batter might make if you dump it into the
Crepe?
More food should be named based
on the noise it makes when you cook it.
make. I mean, I guess there's popcorn.
Yeah. Cracklins?
Squeaky cheese.
Is that what it's named, or is... Never mind.
Is that not what? I don't know. I assume that's what people call it.
You also notice that behind the guild hall, there is a large building. It also was once a boat of some kind, a large, flat, low keel barge with tall walls. The bottom of it has been sheared off so that it can rest level on the swamp. It's got some cement foundation around the base as well, and a big door has just been carved into the side of the hull where you could enter. But this seems to be a place of some luxury. Unnecessary expense was made to gild the crenellations and add overtly luxurious elements to the architecture of this clearly once a ship building. All right, what's the plan?
northward.
Yeah, we have everything we need, I believe.
All right. As you begin to trek through the rest of Ganfar, towards the north, the towering, teetering structures kind of begin to give way to shorter one-story buildings, and now you're getting into actual like swamp huts on stilts, because you're actually close enough to the ground to have buildings that you could actually like sink posts and build like your houses and things in the traditional fashion on top of it, rather than making boat houses out of actual boats. And eventually those give way as well. As you continue traveling outward, you pass by massive warehouses that are up on these big pylon stilts. Just huge open spaces. They're very short, but they just have just enough cover on top, to keep it from getting rained on in there. And they're mostly open, looking in. They don't have really doors, but they are guarded. Seems to be some kind of refinery work going on, as all around to either side of the wooden decks and docks, you see these massive pools of water in the swamp that have been kind of dug out. And they're being allowed to like dehydrate and drain down, leaving this crystal, almost rainbow iridescent salt-like powder on the edges of the pools. And you can see workers going around between these, kind of scraping them into baskets and collecting this iridescent salt-like deposit. Kijani, you know that the further you get into the glassland, the more common this substance is. Its colloquial name is pixie dust. It's a drug. It's an opioid. But it is in such high quantities in some places in the glasslands that it is toxic, just straight up deadly. But it can cause hallucinations. It also causes the water, if it's salinated with this chemical, it causes the water to have an iridescent, almost oil slick-like appearance. And that's part of the reason the glasslands have their name. There are areas of the glasslands where when the sun hits it from a certain angle, it just casts rainbow refractions across all of the swamplands. And a lot of the plants and animals in the area have learned to adapt to that brilliant multi-technicolor landscape and have chameleon-like traits, or like the undersides of most native plants there have rainbow-like patterns because they match the reflections, while the tops are just kind of plain green. But that's much deeper into the glasslands, where it might be dangerous to even like step a toe into one of those highly iridescent pools for fear of instant overdose.
Johnny would like to just briefly relay, like, that stuff is a drug. If you feel like it, have fun. But if you see it in the wild, stay away.
Okay.
No, I look at Tovaros.
They seem to be producing and refining it here in large quantities.
If you see any water that is, well, for lack of a better word, plasty or iridescent, you are likely to die if you get in. So, please do not.
Noted.
Yeah, this close to the ocean, out of the real heart of the glasslands, it's in such minor dosages that you could swim in this swamp without too much issue. It requires a lot of refinement. I think if you were to spend like a couple of 30 minutes to an hour in the water at this level, you might start with mild hallucinations and euphoria. So that's just something to note. But it's not nearly as deadly at this point. As you make your way northward, traveling first quite easily into the morning, we'll say it's around 9:30 when you get to the end of the decked area, and there is a path ahead. Every 100 feet or so, there's a post dug into the swamp, and there's a rope that goes between these posts to kind of outline a path. But it is over. It's like the dead marshes in Lord of the Rings. Grassy patches and water. and then mud that looks like it might be earth, but not. So as you make your way further from here, your pace slows, comes to a grinding speed. You're now moving at half speed, regular difficult terrain. If any of you had not been able to overcome the swamp, either with your swamp shoes or other features you have, you would be moving at 1/4 speed. So because you either all have swamp shoes or a way to make yourself light enough to where you won't fall into the pluff, you're able to move at only half speed from here on forth. As you make your way northward, you all notice that the big white fluffy clouds above are starting to culminate and grow dark and angry. And over the course of your journey, cool autumn rain begins to gently patter atop you. It's not coming down super hard, but enough to be annoying. And within about 20 minutes, you're all soaked through.
At the first sign of rain, Vestern would have pulled out her hammock and draped it over herself like a cloak to keep herself dry.
Okay, perfect. Yep,
I take
using
bird
that like
bath.
Okay, yeah. Don't let your government drone bits get wet, because, you know.
Yeah. Don't worry,
I-
that's why they're so, like, hydrophobic, typically.
Yeah.
Could I flash forge something along the lines of parasol that doesn't have any moving part? It's literally just the parasol.
I don't know, how big can you flash forge?
I think it can be a small tool.
Hold on. There's a.
Small being not long, if that makes more sense.
It can be of one bulk. You can level 0 common handheld weapon or piece of adventuring gear of one bulk or less.
I would say you could create like a large sheet pan,
Sure.
like a
Who needs
hotel pan.
Who needs a frying pan when you have a drying pan?
I didn't see that one coming. All right. It's now dark and gloomy. Still, we'll say about 3 hours later. Well, we'll say it's about 3:30 when you can see on the horizon, amongst the swamp, there's very few brush or trees out here. They are some occasionally, but nothing really high. And so on the horizon, maybe another hour's trek, you can see the looming structure. Roofless stone keep, low to the ground for most of it, but there is a tall, almost lighthouse-like turret tower near the rear. Without further delay, and without running into anything dangerous on the road, you left the posts and the rope trail probably 2 hours ago. Now just making your way up along the coast, completely off track. And in another hour, so around 4:30, you do make your way to the base of the Old Stone Keep. The stone here is made of sandstone. The carving is exquisite, although well worn by time. It's covered in ivy and vines. And it is dim because of the thunderstorms, but it's kind of got an ominous feel about it. As you approach, the first thing that you come to from the south is a guardhouse that stands before a moat that has a drawbridge across it to the main keep, which itself stands on a raised bit of land across the brackish moat. And I will actually go ahead and get us to the map.
You said a what gate? I'm sorry, or the what word did you just use?
A brackish moat?
No, the thing before that. You said a
Drawbridge?
no, the house.
Drawbridge.
You said some type of
A
gatehouse. Guardhouse. Okay.
Yep.
Guard your house.
I guess you guys want characters on the map to see.
It would be helpful.
Do you have the time to
It's
do me
7:55.
one?
Hey, Gauntlet is an adventure path.
You're
Yeah,
an adventure path.
Don't
Look at it.
yeah.
No, I won't look at the title of the page.
Oh no, he means. I think he meant the adventure path.
Oh, I wasn't. Even though it would be safe to probably ask, is there any particular adventure path that you did not want us to have known about? Because
This map on its own is from Abomination Vaults.
I've definitely not. I've only listened to Abomination. I've not actually seen any maps from it. So.
Spoilers, guys. We're playing another swamp dungeon
Yeah.
campaign.
No, it's not the whole game. It's just this map. This
I'm
is a
just-
side
yeah,
quest.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Johnny
It's a joke.
is acutely keeping an eye out for the symbol of the people who he grew up around. The dead, like willow that comes down and the roots become the lotus in verse.
Okay. As you approach, you can make a society. Anyone can make a society check.
Could somebody roll one for me? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm doing dishes right now and trying to be not divorced. So
Good.
Oh.
I recommend that.
I would actually say very similarly, but different motivations. But similar
Oh.
motivations. You see what I mean?
Oh. yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not married. That's what I'm saying.
I see. Okay. So, and then I'll do Chokai. Skill check.
Oh, I was not going to do a society check because I lack
Okay.
societal awareness.
So actually, Chokai, not veteran. I rolled for veteran. Well, it doesn't really matter. I don't know who actually rolled for veteran, but they rolled much lower than I did. Chokai, Saradwin, and veteran. You are able to recognize some telltale architectural features here that do kind of lend themselves towards classically elvish design.
Okay. I think Julia just pooped in the tub.
Oh, great. Gotta love small humans.
There are worse places to poop.
Go on. That's true.
Yeah. I can't argue that logic.
This is great. God damn it. Okay. Elvish architecture.
Yes, it's distinctly different from Astropoly Elvish, but there are elements that are reminiscent. The way that they carve the bricks so that you can't see the seams, and kind of try and make it look flowing and have these overlapping seam lines, so you can't really tell that it's got the brick lay. It's reminiscent of Elvish work, although you wouldn't have much context for it.
Okay.
Much. I guess that makes sense since Serdwin and Vestrin are elves. Oleander rolled a natural 1 on this. Even though he's also an elf. Maybe architecture's not his thing.
Shipbuilding, got you.
Building.
Buildings, don't. There's, it's just a box. Every building's just a box. What are you talking about?
And it doesn't float.
It's fine.
You can't sail a box. Yeah, so there is a gatehouse here in front of you. To either side, you can see that the land slopes down into a deep mired swamp that approaches to your left. It's basically swamp for probably several hundred feet before you get to the brackish sea, like the ocean. To your right, there are some small trees around the keep. There's actually appears to be some bedrock here somewhere underneath the swamp that the whole thing is built on. So trees are able to kind of grow here, but yeah. Please feel free to explore.
I'm bad at society. Can I see if this building has anything to do with druids, or if this area has like been like cordoned by the druids?
Do you have
like any warnings? Like they specifically were like, don't. Is there a reason that it's been untouched for so long?
You don't notice anything immediately, I'll say. Well, make a perception check.
I'll use a hero point.
Okay.
Do the cattails kind of mark where the water edge is?
Yes, they do.
Thank you. I just wanted to make I was not gonna try to walk in the water, and if I did,
Yeah. Yeah. So Kijani, you can see from your perspective here, looking around, the signs of kobold inhabitants. In fact, across the way here, over in the swamp, on the far side of this pond, basically area, there is a there's a half of a kobold corpse, relatively fresh. You can still see the scales. Eyes are sunken and rotted, so probably been a few weeks to a month. But it doesn't look so abandoned as we're led to believe. Just not inhabited by people. Not that kobolds are people, I should say. Inhabited by a society that doesn't communicate with the outside.
if this area were to be classified as a country, or would it even be classified as a country in this area? Is it?
It's technically in the Glasslands. I mean, I don't think anybody would fight Gaffer for it.
Mhm.
It's just not a closer political
And,
power.
and it, yeah, cool.
The Glasslands have some political power in very limited ways. There are druidic tribes that live in the Glasslands and defend their borders, so to speak, but they don't have to because of the toxic swamp everywhere.
Mhm.
This place is not empty. And I'm not talking about spirits. We will
Where's
likely have to contend with kobolds, if not higher draconic powers.
Well, we're not in Van Eye anymore, so I'm not worried about messing with dragon things in that regard, and keeping a concern for that. If they mess with us, we mess with them. But kobolds probably mean traps. So let me know if you see anything.
I will keep my eye out. Figuratively. And Kijani will walk up to the door and
Okay.
observe it for traps, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Look, Oleander has a knife. Like, oh, you don't mean when to take? Okay, never mind.
make a perception check.
Sarah Jim would like to ping detect magic.
Sure.
Going into exploration mode is a good eye.
A good eye.
Yeah.
30-foot emanation, you send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic. You receive no information beyond the presence or absence of magic. You can choose to ignore magic you're fully aware of, such as magic items, ongoing spells, and such of your allies. Cool. Is it blocked by walls? Doesn't look like it.
I think that usually it is.
Emanations are.
I think that usually. I think it's more a line of sight, like, with magic.
In any event, I'll look that up. But either way, in this case, you do not detect any magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I guess I will scout.
Johnny, are you searching for traps?
Yes. Specifically around, like, the doors.
All right. Make a blind perception roll.
I did.
You sure did. You do not notice anything trapped about these doors.
I think at least the doors are fine. Perhaps locked, but...
I would like to try the lock. Try the door, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's a little bit louder than I meant, but that's fine.
The door
They're
opens.
creaky. Oh, there are spider webs on. Oh, I like that, but don't like that.
As you enter, swaths of mildew and mold cover the damp surfaces of this watchtower, appearing as green and black smears on the dull stone walls.
Faster
door
cast
frames.
prestidigitation.
You're cleaning the whole place, huh?
I'm just kidding.
The door frames in the walls to the north and south rotted long ago, while a few collapsed chairs lie on the floor amid small heaps of foul-smelling gray lumps. Thick sheets of dusty cobwebs hang from above, obscuring any view of the ceiling.
This place does not look very hospitable.
As you
I
enter,
don't know. I think it has good bones.
you hear a very small chuckle from above. And then you hear as
Pancakes.
clap as a foul-smelling lump of grayish sludge slaps on top of Oleander's shoulder. Another one falls right on top of Tofro's head.
Saradrim will launch a divine lance up into the ceiling.
Ew, that is disgusting.
Everyone's now gonna roll initiative.
The adventure begins. Everyone gets a +1 to initiative. They're
Oh,
always
wait.
beside you.
Wow. Doesn't matter.
Dirty best friends.
Dirty.
Well, they got
And
sludge
the
on them.
DM to guide you.
Oh, that kind of dirty.
Why does everybody get +1 to initiative? I'm
Because
back,
I
by the way.
I was using the scouting
Oh,
exploration
yes.
activity.
Okay, alright. Sorry, here we go. Hang on.
Cause you're about to be dead.
Sorry, Foundry.
Oh, there's
trying
new
to catch up.
there's new thing.
What?
You
What?
can like on the combat thing, you can like click to ping somebody's token, and toggle targeting, and pan to combatant.
You could always do that.
I never
I
saw
don't know.
those.
I don't remember having this
I don't know
many
about I don't know about
options.
pan to combat, but the other two
Yeah,
were.
I don't remember seeing anything underneath that. That's why I was so excited about it. It's
Are you
neat.
serious? My initiative is 10? That's some fucking bullshit.
Well, you're just first to go for next round. That's all it is.
Absolutely, and that's why we're gonna start
Also,
with.
we don't know what's attacking us yet, so it's not all. It's actually I have never seen it be good to go first in this.
Am I supposed to not be able to see anything?
You should see
A black screen?
the guardhouse and your allies and the swamp.
I see a black screen. Let me reload and see if that fixes.
Okay.
Let me find out.
All right. So technically, Kai is going first, reacting with lightning speed to the sound of Ceridwen about to cast a spell. As you can decide what to do. You don't see any enemies at the moment. This door is not yet open. Door on the right.
Oh, I see. It's a double door. Okay, great. Yeah. If I walk up, I spend an action to step 5 feet to step or whatever, and then I spend an action to open the door, and then I have another. Okay, that's the suck, but I'll do it.
Doors are strong in this game.
The power of a well-placed door.
The door of power, well placed.
Yeah.
Everybody in, so Kijani, Oleander, and Tofros can also just make and now Kai can make a perception check for me.
Perception. Is this a blind or is this okay? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Kai and Kijani. As you look up, you can peer through the cobwebs at the top of the chamber. These cobwebs give the impression of a false ceiling. There's about 3 feet of space past the cobwebs before the true ceiling of this room. And above that, you can see dark figures scampering about, hurling what you can only assume is dung down at you. There's also a small 3-foot wide, 3-foot diameter hole in the roof in the northwest corner of the tower.
Well, we can't see the actual things that are
Oh, much better.
And are we going in initiative order, or could I do something?
We are going in initiative order. It was just Kai rushed in here, and I meant to give you all that chance to see that.
Is this like the backside of the building?
You see another pair of
assuming this place is
molded.
I mean, I know
doors.
that I do from the inside, but we walked up from the outside, right?
You didn't walk all the way around.
We just came straight up the pathway this way.
Yeah. I will tell you that this is a guardhouse, a tower. There's a drawbridge between this and the main building.
Got it.
Like
Okay, I
you
follow.
can't see this yet, but you will have seen it
Yeah,
at
yeah.
some point.
Got it. Okay. That's what I figured is. I may not know exactly where things are, but like.
Yeah.
Is this big? Is this small? Okay, well that was 20 to get there, so 25. 30. I no longer have any more actions. Finito.
Great. All right. Brings us to Ceridwen, where you can fire off that lance. The enemies are concealed from you, so you'll need to roll a d20 and roll higher than a 5. Flat check 5 before you can target them. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
You only had to roll higher than a 5, all right?
Yeah. Well, I did.
Yeah.
Continue to be.
Hey Phil, it's just a movie about monkeys and a guy growing up in the jungle. All right, you don't need to go. You need to go too hard
Watch
on this.
me miss the actual shot.
All right, now, yeah.
Oh,
Roll-
not guidance. Sorry.
Yep. Do your attack
Okay.
roll with
Crap
Divine
on us.
Lance. That will hit.
25. All right. And so roll damage. 5 spooky damage.
5 spirit damage. So you can see now this creature.
Is it a crab? It's a sea goblin crab. Sea crab goblin.
Problem.
Yeah. Sea crabs, it's the worst kind of crabs.
Or just a gab.
A gab.
Yeah,
Crablin.
Nobody wants
Better
to
than
see
the
a crab.
unseen crabs.
Unsea crabs.
A scrab.
Or Crablin. Yeah. And you strike him for 5 damage.
Yeah.
Anything else for your turn?
I will. Okay. Are we? Do I need to draw my weapon? Is that?
If you do not have your weapon drawn, you'll need it if you want to swing with it.
Yeah, I would like to. And what about my shield? Is that a thing that I assume I'm just wearing my
is
shield?
worn. Yes.
Okay, so I will use action to draw a weapon and in turn.
All right. Since we are truly in combat now, you've thrown a punch. I'm gonna switch to the combat music. Ollie. Down to you, my friend.
I look up and don't really have any recourse in a fight like this, so I'll go and open the door.
Okay.
Is the drawbridge down?
Drawbridge is in place.
Do I want to go all the way over there and risk this? Yeah.
Channel your inner Dornstag.
A wooden drawbridge. Its timbers gray with age and decay spans a 20-foot gap between the outbuilding and the sprawling ruins on the island. Rusty iron chains hang from the ruin's northern wall to the drawbridge's southern side. The chains look ready to fall apart, giving the drawbridge
Okay.
structural integrity and extra layer of dubiousness.
Thank you. What's that action that you can take? Is it balance? How does that work?
That's on a narrow ledge.
Okay. It doesn't. It's the.
Nope. This would be. You could. There's not a way to like tiptoe across.
Yeah. Because it's still all my weight. If anything, it's probably less helpful to tiptoe across.
Right.
Better to be more flat-footed. Alright, so let me go back. I opened the door.
Yep. It's 2 actions. You moved here and then opened the door.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I'm gonna move here, and that's my turn. I will plan to move at half speed across it on my next turn, potentially.
Okay.
Also, still kind of looking to see if there's any, if I end up seeing like them scurrying about through the roofs or whatever. Not that I have a weapon equipped.
This guy is going to spend all of his movement to flee through the hole in the northwest corner. And begin running along
the vine
that stretches here. Topharos.
Okay. Aside from the disgust, that is the disgusting thing that was thrown at me. We don't see any other crabby spectators, do we?
There, you can still hear chuckling and, in some cases, extreme dismay from above you. There's noises being made. Now that one of them has been hit, they're a little bit less interested in playing games with you and playing pranks on you, since one of them was hit with divine lance.
Oh, gotcha.
And they appear to be scuttling out, but there's still you can make a flat check to target one of the concealed creatures above.
If I saw one run that quickly from being hit, I'm assuming they're going to mostly run. And just so I have understanding, this bridge is intact.
Yep. It is moldery and ancient. It's certainly not original to the structure, but that's for a check for you to figure out. Structure's probably millennia old. The drawbridge is probably only like 100 years old.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh. Okay. I was checking a rule.
Uh-huh.
Here's where my issue lies. Part of me doesn't trust this bridge.
Oh.
Yeah?
But if I do the thing I want to do and I fail at it, then it's worse in terms of not trusting the bridge. So, first action.
That door is still closed.
Oh. That's
open
an
that
action,
door as
right?
your first action, yeah. If you want to move there.
What's my second action? Or wait, hold on, sorry.
Opening the door would be your first action. Moving here would be your second action. Or you could step through Olander's space. He's just in your way.
I was here, so I wouldn't be able to open the door for my first action.
No, correct. You'd have to move.
But you could probably move and be on the other side of the door. Like move through me and be on the because you're small.
Oh, gotcha.
I would let you squeeze in that space, yeah, without standing on the bridge. Is that your concern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would be there, but I would be.
We'll call it.
There.
Wait, yeah.
You can only step 5 feet, right?
Correct.
Making sure I don't have something that would help me, like the thing I'm literally staring at. Okay. I guess I'm glad I had this. I would like to attempt a long jump, but I have the quick jump feat, so I don't actually have to run before I jump.
Mm-hmm.
I have to roll a DC 15 athletics check.
Yes, and then you jump a number of feet equal to the number rolled.
Theoretically, I just need to roll above
20.
any roll
20
of 6
foot
or
gap.
higher. Well, yes, to not. Yeah, that's correct.
If you want to not land on the bridge, you have to roll
Yeah.
a 21 on this athletic check. It's a 20-foot gap.
So I need 11 or higher? Yeah.
I don't know.
You said 21?
Yep. Because it's a
Need to roll
20-foot
12 or
gap.
higher. Okay, gotcha, okay.
A 15-foot gap?
It says it's a 20-foot gap in the description.
Okay.
Okay, so athletics check. Let's see how this goes. Come on. That should be good. 22. Great. Great.
Okay. Yeah.
So I will...
Wooden drawbridge in its timbers gray with age and decay spans the 20-foot gap between the outbuilding and the sprawling ruin.
So I just jump.
Yep.
My tiny legs are strong.
Yoda. Grasshopper. From here,
That
you can
was-
probably see the fleeing.
That was action number 2.
I think it's 2 actions to quick jump.
It's not. It's 1 action to quick jump because it's quick jump. It only takes 1 action instead of 2 actions. I can bring it to the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are you? You can long jump as a single action instead of 2
If
actions.
you do, you don't perform the initial stride. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my last action to open this door, and then I'll be done.
All right.
I'm assuming it's not locked. I guess that was.
It is not
presumptuous.
locked. That's true.
It doesn't say anything about becoming a frog letting me jump better.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Which feels odd, but okay. I guess Kijani will...
You can attack the creatures scrambling above you by making a flat DC 5 check to target them. They are concealed to you because of the gossamer spider webs. Or you can not.
Yeah, instead Kijani's just going to look up at the webs and reach his hand up and cast ignition with a snap.
Yeah, roll to hit. Okay, yep. The ceiling quickly ignites and begins to burn away, the threads catching despite the damp, moldy environment. They burn away. Go ahead and roll damage. Perfect. 2 creatures fall from the rafters. Here, and they take well, they're gonna take fire damage. And then a d6 of fall damage. Two and three.
And as once they've fallen, Idani will look down and in wild song say, "Do you speak? If so, leave us alone." And he'll walk to the door.
They cower as you pass. They don't appear to understand your words, though.
He'll get up behind Oleander and end his turn.
Okay. This guy is going to rush over here. Let's see, 5. I hate that the drag ruler stopped working. It's just really fucking frustrating. And he is going to squeeze out. Use the rest of his movement to squeeze out of this arrow slot. Brings it to Vestrin.
Five, 10, 15. Let's see here. I think that I'm gonna cast Ignition on this guy right next to me.
All right.
Okay. I guess
yeah.
it's gotta be Ignition melee, right?
It can be. Yeah. It's advantageous for you if it is.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally clicked that. I'm sorry.
Okay. It like switched real quick. Okay. Attack.
That will hit. That will hit
Great.
this small aquatic creature.
Can you roll damage for me? Because Foundry just crashed on my computer.
Yes.
My connection to Foundry crashed, I guess I should say.
3d6 fire damage.
Micro Center?
15, so he is going to be dead.
Actually, I just sent you an updated
I saw that.
build. Okay, cool.
I was busy trying to get stuff ready for tonight, so I didn't respond.
No worries.
Yeah, you murder him. Apparently, these guys have a weakness to fire damage, and he becomes toasted quickly. Falls into a clump.
How many actions do I have left? Because I can't even like look at my character sheet.
None.
Is Ignition 1?
Ignition.
Or 2?
It's 2. You moved
Okay,
and cast ignition, so you're done.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Great. I am done. I will pass my turn.
All right. It's Kai's turn again.
Yay! A blip.
One action to open the door.
Yep. Okay. So doing a jumpy jump I don't think I particularly have anything that makes me better at that, other than the fact that I'm fast. But I don't even know if that actually helps.
Not really. It's an athletics check.
Ooh, gross. Okay. How much do I feel like this will break under my feet, if at all?
Yeah. Do you want to spend an action to?
Sure.
Yep. Just do a search on the bridge. Perception check.
I will take one of those. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my session roll on that as
Okay.
well before you say anything. I just want to give myself a good chance here. Okay.
Okay. All right. So with that, you do notice as you're looking at the bridge, doing a once over, you do notice that the trusses underneath the bridge have been sabotaged and sawed to narrow planks that are barely holding it in place. So in addition to it being old and about to break, it's also been sabotaged to fail. It looks like any small or smaller creature could cross the bridge safely. Medium creatures must cross one at a time, or the bridge will collapse.
Okay.
For the purposes
with
of
that
this,
type of knowledge, I feel like I'm probably fine.
Yeah. For the purposes of this, I will say that you and Saradwin can count as smaller because of your weight.
Okay. I will say back to everybody, one at a time across the bridge. And 25. And let's see, how many do I have total? 40? Wow, I'm so good. Okay.
Yeah. Speed is important in this game.
I will have instead just like I can't go diagonally this way, but I want to be here, DM. So I'm going to do that. It will have cost me 35 to get there.
Yeah, reasonable.
And then I will take an additional step in into the right just to clear the way a little.
All right. As you step into this room, you draw the attention of 4 creatures surrounded in the center of the chamber beyond. I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for them. You see piles of rotting timbers and loose stones lie in heaps throughout this large L-shaped hall. Clumps of moss and tangled vines spill down from the gaps in the wooden ceiling above each pile of rubble. Several doors lead out to all sides, most barely clinging to the hinges and frames. Debris completely blocks a wooden stairwell that leads up to a large hole in the ceiling. Here and there, the stone walls bear the scars of fire or damage from an ancient battle. In the center of the room, you can see 3 small goblinish looking creatures. In addition, they appear to be in the midst of attempting to tame a large maggot. This would be
gross.
This creature here.
I like its bulging eyeballs.
Yep. And as you enter, they squee in surprise and command their maggot to attack.
They look like rot worms from RuneScape.
Did it work? I don't know. They don't have to make animal handling checks.
That's busted.
Yeah. Mostly because animal handling isn't a skill in this game.
That's still busted.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
That thing's
Yeah.
yucky.
Brings us to, the person whose turn it is.
Yeah, person whose turn it is.
You have to hit next, Kai.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Saradwin. Seems that you
I'm
have
going.
escaped one minor combat and run right into another.
I will make my way. 5, 10. Sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20.
That door's closed.
Oh. 20. Open door.
Yep.
Action.
Yep.
And turn.
Yep. Oleander.
Alright, 15.
25.
That'll be 25, 30, 35. That's
Yep.
where they are. I couldn't have cornered this way, right? Because the wall.
Correct.
Okay. I'll swap. No, I don't want to do that, because they're just going to move in close. I don't swap. Guess I will take the dueling cape interact. Oh, that was self-roll. So I have my react. Does that use a reaction to do this? Oh no, it takes a dueling. Yeah, I'm in the stance that I can actually do this now.
When did you...
This is me doing that.
Okay. When did you draw your weapon?
Oh, actually,
Throughout
yeah,
this
you're
combat?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So
That's
swap
what
wouldn't
I-
really
that's
be
what
an
I do.
option. Okay, yeah.
I think it was just it was just still equipped from the last. I just never unequipped it.
I see, yeah. Okay. Perfect. So that brings us to the Midfit, this creature's turn. It is going to rush forward. 5. God damn it. The drag ruler is...
Was the best, and it is no
5,
longer here, and
10,
it is the worst.
15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh wait, hold on. That was just one. That was just one. That was 2 actions.
Draw and move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh.
Do you want to do a
was there-
dueling cape?
Probably. How far were they? That was 2 actions for them to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do the dueling cape interact.
Okay. He's gonna attack you with his dagger.
No, he's not.
You're right. It's a short sword.
Fuck.
He will hit you. Roll damage.
It's fucked up.
Minimum damage of
0? No, he can hit me. That's fine.
Does he have a minus to strength?
yes.
This
Huh.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll take 1.
That's how that works.
I feel bad about 0. I would happily take 1.
No, he does 0 damage.
All right. Fuck this guy. It just gets like caught in my feathers. It's great.
That's it for him. That's all of his actions. How much movement do you have, boy?
You mean the giant maggot thing?
Yeah. Yes. Speed. Okay. 5, 10. Next action. 5, 10. Next action. 5, 10.
It's a good sound.
5,
Ugh.
10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 20.
1,
Hold
2,
on.
I'm sorry.
three,
I'm sorry,
four,
little boy.
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
Now you can target me.
Okay. He's gonna make an attack.
I
With his
use my
short sword.
reaction to nimble dodge.
He missed. Because of nimble dodge. No, never mind. He misses by 4. Should be able to see all of the.
Yeah, I can see more than that. Should be able to see there.
Something is weird. I'll fix it. I'll fix it when we call it for tonight. In the meantime, this guy's turn. He's gonna continue. 5, 20, 25. Continue across the vine into another chamber at the far side. Brings us to this guy's next. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to target Kai with a ranged attack.
No.
Oh yeah, he's going to do it.
All right.
He hits. Dealing 0 damage.
This is the fucking best. They can keep hitting me. That's totally fine. Actually, I've changed my mind. They can keep doing it.
Tauros. It's your turn.
All right.
Could I have just caught the arrow, please? Thank you.
Yes, yeah. It's a dart, but yes.
It's in my hand now.
Is it possible now, walking me on this journey, to get? This sounds like a terrible idea, but to get right in between those two goblins?
Sure.
I think it's probably not that
5,
bad.
15, 20. Yeah. Sorry, 5, 15, yeah, 5, 15, 20.
And I can't see. I can correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't see past those two goblins.
Why not?
Well, because I
Because he's
can't.
short.
I can't physically see past them. So oh, never mind. I can't. It's just a dark room. I had to scroll up. Sorry, I had to zoom out. Sorry, my bad.
I think you can.
Yeah, I can. So, I think what I'm going to do is use my first action to move here.
Okay.
Okay. My second action will be to channel elements.
Okay.
And as part of channeling, I'm gonna do a melee elemental strike against this one.
Okay.
A 21 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not great damage. 4 slashing damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to target this one and attempt to hit again.
Okay.
Only for cinematic purposes. Oh, hold on. I don't think it applies here. It won't apply here. Never mind. That does not hit. Okay.
That does not hit. Correct.
And that will be all my actions.
All right. Brings us to Kajani.
Kijani will walk across 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's not angry.
Okay.
This is probably a state
He's
that
just
most of you haven't
disappointed.
seen Kijani in. He's just kind of like solemnly like staring at the architecture, and he'll reach his hand out, and a staff of solid light will appear, and he'll just kind of like lightly like tap it on the floor and just kind of look around as he creates this light pillar using hard light.
Okay. Yeah, like a bow staff?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Brings us to this guy.
I don't know if I can drag that. Can I make myself emanate light?
You can by doing this is kind of a way around it right now. You can equip a torch and do torches lit.
Oh, okay.
All right. This guy is dead. This guy's dead. That brings its best friend's turn.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. If I stand on the bridge, is that a problem?
As long as there's not another medium-sized creature on the bridge. It's not a problem.
Both of those doors are open in front of Kijani and...
Yep.
Let me measure something real quick. I'm not sure if I'm done with my movement on that turn or not. That's 35 feet to him. Not done with my movement for that action. That's 20, 25. That puts me at 30.
Okay.
I have 35 feet of movement speed, but I can't
Right.
use the last 5 feet. Okay. And then I am going to try to cast a spell here. Maybe. I will cast, I think I'm going to cast Electric Arc.
Okay.
So I will target the one that I'm targeting initially and then have it jump to the one to the right of Topharos that I can just barely see.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so cast. Let's see what kind of reflexes you boys have. Let's see here. Save DC 19. Oh, I forced them to roll. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
They failed.
They both failed. Great.
Yes.
So each target takes 2d4 electricity damage. Roll damage. In fact, that is 3d4. Sorry.
Yeah, it should roll.
And that's 5 damage for each of them. I don't think it calculated because I. Okay. This other one. Are they dead? I think you added 5 to.
Same guy twice.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He was unharmed initially.
Yeah. This guy is -5. There we go.
Near death. Okay, great. And that ought to do it for my turn.
All right. Brings us at last to a little guy over here who's fleeing. I don't think any of you cares about what's going on with him. So we'll let him do some fleeing. And that's where we're going to stop for the night. Coming up on our end time, and I don't want to start a whole new round, even though it's very clear. You can actually already see these guys are probably going to attempt to flee. They are extremely outmatched for this. As level 4 characters, these guys can barely do damage to you, even though they were very...
We're level 3.
Oh, sorry, level 3. They were very enthusiastic about defending their newfound home, but are doing so poorly. So we will meet next time as you continue to delve into the ruins and try and find the missing Pale Orca operatives. And I think I'm going to try and reinstall all the mods for this because there's stuff going on. Like, you should be able to see some of this stuff in the chat. And then I really got to find the drag ruler. It's so big. Anyway, go ahead and call that. Any other questions while we're... No?
What is the meaning of life?
No.
How are you guys all so handsome all the time?
No, not that kind of question.
Practice.
Oh, that's the
All
most handsome practice.
Dumb luck.
You have your phone set to bad. Everybody, bye Twitch.
Bye,
Bye,
Twitch.
Twitch.
Bye.